getting a digital television signal, how an upcoming test will let you know for sure.
History is made at the Democratic Convention how Hillary Clinton played a role in nominating Barack Obama. But first, it's death for a convicted killer and kidnapper. Reaction from a family member of the victims.
10 minutes of nonstop news and no-wait weather. This is Valley News Live, 10 at 10.
Good evening, everyone. A jury has sentenced a former Fargo man to death.
Joseph Duncan III is responsible for the 2005 kidnapping, torture, and murder of an Idaho boy. Before committing those crimes, Duncan lived in North Fargo for about 5 years. He faces the death penalty on 3 of 10 federal charges related to the kidnapping and murder of Dylan Groney. Duncan pleaded guilty to all 10 counts last year, and last week the jury decided unanimously that he was eligible for the death penalty. The jury deliberated just 3 hours today before reaching the unanimous verdict. Duncan showed no reaction, but he did smile as the verdict was passed to the judge.
There's nothing that's going to relieve that. There's nothing they can do to him that's ever going to relieve that. But at least I know he's not out there hurting anybody else or, to any other family. And for that, I am thankful because I would never wish this on anybody. It's been very hard.
Dylan's sister Shasta also was kidnapped and sexually abused but survived. Earlier, Duncan pleaded guilty to killing the children's mother, brother, and the mother's fiance. Duncan may now be brought to California to face a murder charge there for the 1997 killing of a 10-year-old boy. A jury has been seated in the trial of a man accused of molesting young girls. 20-year-old Jayden Heinen faces multiple felony charges. The 4 girls were between ages 6 and 8 when the abuse allegedly occurred while they were under Heinen's care at a Fargo YMCA daycare. Opening statements in the case begin tomorrow.
There's a lot of cleanup to do tonight after an explosion and fire at an area grain elevator. Authorities evacuated a 2 to 3 block area surrounding West Central Ag in Ulen, Minnesota. They were afraid there could be more explosions. The elevator was empty at the time, so no one was hurt. The explosion happened in the dust house, where highly flammable grain shavings are kept.
It was heard throughout town, shook windows in the whole town. Everybody heard it, yeah. Most people knew right away what it was, but they blew the doors off the elevator, blew the windows off way on top of the elevator. So.
Still too early for damage estimates. The company says it has more storage sites, so the fire shouldn't affect production. The threat of a strike still looms over the city of East Grand Forks tonight. Teamsters Union Representative Donnie Walls tells Valley News Live employees voted unanimously to reject the city's latest offer. After 4 hours of mediation today, the city offered 14 employees in its water and light department a 3% raise. Those employees would also get another 8 hours of pay if they're on call during a weekend. It would boost the pay of a city electrical line worker by 76 cents to $26.18 an hour.
At the end of the mediation, the Commission's firm and final offer went to the union to take to their membership to vote. I think it was a strong and fair offer, similar in base pay and health insurance to what the other city unions have settled for.
Water and Light Manager Dan Boyce acknowledges they've been losing employees to private power companies which pay higher wages. And Boyce says if there is a strike, supervisors should be able to maintain services to the city. Walls says that they don't know yet if they'll walk out Friday. He says the ball is now in the city's court.
Barack Obama's name will appear on ballots across the nation in November. Delegates attending the Democratic National Convention in Denver nominated Obama for president, the first black American to have the presidential nomination of a major party. Came after a partial roll call vote that was ended by former rival Hillary Clinton. Clinton called on delegates to declare Obama the nominee by acclamation. Tonight, former President Bill Clinton rallied the delegates.
Barack Obama is ready to honor the oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Barack Obama's formal acceptance will be tomorrow night at a nearby football stadium. Some 75,000 people could attend. What's expected, Republican nominee John McCain will name his vice presidential pick later this week. McCain and his running mate are expected to appear together at one or more rallies in the run-up to the Republican National Convention in St. Paul. That runs September 1st through the 4th at the Xcel Energy Center.